What is going on, guys, and welcome to CSS tutorial. In this video we're going to create a image, and we're going to place a text in the center of that image. So what I'm going to do over here, I'm just going to delete this div, and the first thing that we need to do is actually create a div over here like this, and I'm going to say ID, and I'm going to say ID is going to be container over here like this, and over here I'm just going to close it out. And within that div, we're actually going to place an image and a heading over here. And the image source is going to be, again, the Walmart lady. So I'm just going to go over here and say images and say Walmart over here and just close it out. And over here, I'm just going to say that it's going to be H1, and the text is going to be, I don't know, nice pants, something like that. Nice pants. Okay, so the first thing that I would need to do is actually go to container over here, and I'm going to say that I'm going to add some properties to it. So the first property I'm going to add is just going to be basically position over here, and I'm going to say the position is relative, because obviously we're going to be using the absolute value over here for this text. And for now, I'm just going to leave this over here. And the next thing in the line is actually the image, and what properties I would do with the image. First, I would say that the width, I'm just going to span it all across. So I'm just going to say that it's going to be 100%. And over here, a height, we're going to say that it's going to be auto. So whatever the size of the image over here. And a couple more things that we could do. Let me show you the opacity property, which basically shows how transparent the image would be. In this case, image, or in all the other cases in general, whatever element you're selecting. So if I set opacity, let's say to 0.5, you can see how transparent it becomes. And basically the opacity has values between 0 and 1. So imagine if you have 0.9, it's obviously as close to the 1. And if you're saying 0.2, you can see how much more transparent it is. So as you're controlling these values, that's how the transparency changes. And the next thing that I'm going to want to do is actually set this heading, and I'm going to give it a couple of rules. So the first thing, obviously, what we want is actually set the value absolute, right? Because we want to position it somewhere along this element, right? So what we need to do is actually we would need to set a position over here, and I'm going to say the position is absolute. And just to show you that this is the whole div, let me just quickly just go back over here, quick edit, and I'm just going to add the fact that this div is going to have a border, and the border is going to be 2 pixels solid black over here. So now you can see that technically my heading is not within this element yet. So let me just save this, and we're going back to heading. And now what we would need to do is, let's say we have absolute and it's sitting within the div. So we would need to say that, let's say top is going to be 0, right? So now you can see right away it jumps to the top. And next thing, if I'd want, I would say left over here, some type of value, I don't know, like 20 pixels or something. But we already knew that. So we already knew that how to work with these things. So let's check it out how we can actually place it in the center. So the first thing that we would need to do is actually we would need to set a top value to 50% over here like this, 50%. And once we set it in 50%, you can see that it's sitting here. However, remember that 50% considers the fact that this is it also includes the size of the element. So when you're saying 50%, it actually includes the element over here itself. So the next thing that we want to do is actually place it in a center horizontally, right? Because technically right now we have it vertically. So what we would do is actually we would write a width over here, and we would say that width would be 100% over here like this. So you see with the live preview how it spans right now right away. And the next thing what we want to do is text align, and we would say text align center. So now we can see how easy it is to actually put it in a center. And if I would want to make a font size bigger, let's say, I would say font size somewhere here, font size, and the font size, let's say we're going to add it to 25 pixels. So now, because this heading is obviously became smaller, so what we would need to do is actually do something like this, and now it's 40 pixels, and now it's bigger. This is gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next video.